18 million years ago, when the sun dipped below the horizon of ancient Africa, the world transformed into something far more dangerous. Daylight gave the hominins a fragile sense of control, but after sunset, the land belonged to something else. In the thick forests and along the slow, steaming rivers, a presence moved that could not be seen, only felt. This was the monster snake that stalked human camps after darkness fell. The land was alive with sound. Crickets screamed, frogs croaked, and distant animals called into the night. Dense trees knotted together overhead, blocking moonlight and turning the forest floor into a black maze. The air was heavy and warm, pressing down on everything that breathed. In a small clearing near a riverbank, a group of early hominins prepared for sleep, unaware that they were being watched. They were not yet human, not as we know ourselves, but they walked upright and thought ahead. Their camp was simple: no fire, no walls, only clusters of branches arranged into low shelters. They gathered close, relying on numbers and instinct for protection. The youngest clung to their mothers. The oldest sat quietly, listening to the night. Beyond the edge of the clearing, something massive lay coiled beneath fallen leaves and mud. Its body was thicker than a man's torso and stretched longer than two grown trees laid end to end. Dark patterns ran across its scales, breaking up its outline until it was almost invisible. The monster snake did not rush. It did not waste energy. It waited. The snake had learned these creatures. It had followed them for days, watching their habits from the shadows. It knew when they gathered food, when they returned to camp, and when exhaustion made them careless. It especially knew the moment after sunset, when fear began to settle, but sleep had not yet taken hold. A young male hominin wandered to the edge of the clearing, carrying a bundle of roots. He paused, sensing something wrong. The night felt too still. His breath caught in his chest. The ground moved. The snake struck with terrifying speed. Its jaws opened wide, teeth curving inward like hooks. In a single motion, it clamped onto the hominin's upper body and dragged him backward. The scream was short and sharp, cut off as coils wrapped around his chest and arms. Bones cracked under the pressure. Leaves exploded into the air as the massive body pulled its prey into the darkness. The camp erupted in panic. Monins screamed, scattered, climbed desperately into nearby trees. Mothers clutched children, scrambling upward. The snake vanished as quickly as it had appeared, leaving only silence and a deep, unnatural drag mark in the soil. No one slept that night. At dawn, the survivors gathered near the edge of the clearing, staring at the broken ground. They did not understand the snake, but they understood loss. Fear followed them like a shadow as they abandoned the camp and moved toward higher ground. Days passed. The group resettled near rocky terrain where trees grew thinner and the ground was harder. They believed this place would keep them safe. But the monster snake did not belong to one place. It followed. Each night it circled the new camp, keeping just beyond sight. Its tongue flicked constantly, tasting the air, mapping the positions of warm bodies. It learned their defenses, how they slept closer together now, how some stayed awake longer, how they piled sticks beneath their shelters. One evening, clouds rolled in, covering the sky. Darkness arrived early. The forest felt closer, tighter. The snake began to move. It approached from downwind, sliding through shallow water to mask its scent. Its body pressed against the ground, muscles rippling beneath the scales. When it reached the camp's edge, it paused, sensing movement above. Several hominins had climbed into a tree, believing height meant safety. The snake lifted the front of its body, anchoring its tail against a thick root. Slowly, impossibly, it rose. Its head reached the lower branches. A hominin looked down. For a split second, their eyes met human fear staring into ancient hunger. Then the snake lunged. The branch snapped. Two bodies fell. The snake caught one midair, coiling instantly. The other hit the ground hard and scrambled away, screaming. The camp exploded into chaos once more. Stones flew from the darkness, striking the snake's body. One hit its head, glancing off a thick scale. The impact stunned it for a moment. That moment saved lives. The snake released its grip and retreated, dragging its prey into the undergrowth. The hominins stood frozen, breathing hard, their world shaken again. This time something changed. Fear alone was no longer enough. The group began to adapt. They moved less at night. They chose sleeping sites surrounded by loose stones and dry branches. They slept in shifts. When something moved, they screamed together, creating noise that echoed through the forest. The monster snake returned again and again, but each hunt became harder. The prey was learning. One night, the snake approached during a dry season when leaves crunched under its weight. As it moved closer, the sound betrayed it. A hominin cried out. The camp erupted with noise, shouts, pounding, stones crashing together. The sudden chaos confused the snake. Pain followed as a heavy rock struck its jaw. For the first time, the giant serpent felt something new. Risk. It withdrew slowly, disappearing into the darkness, watching from a distance. The hunt was no longer easy. Prey was no longer helpless. Weeks later, the snake abandoned the territory, seeking quieter ground where fear had not yet learned to fight back. But the damage was done. The hominins were changed forever. They had learned that night was dangerous, that silence could kill, that survival required memory, cooperation, and vigilance. These lessons carved themselves deep into their minds, passed down through behavior, through instinct. Millions of years later, when humans would gather around fires and tell stories of giant snakes, shadowy monsters, and creatures that strike after sunset, they would not know why those fears felt so real. They would not know that their ancestors once lived those stories. But the darkness remembers, because long before humans ruled the night hunted them.